Okay, we're live now. Good evening. Welcome. This is Stephanie from Stephanie Inspires Me. And this is Bullishious live stream with my co-host here. Let
Hello. How is
yes.
everybody doing tonight? I am feeling bullishious. How about you, Stephanie?
Very, very bullishious. Very bullishious. Thanks for asking. Um, we normally have our
Trio.
other co-hosts, yeah, we have a trio of us, and normally Shelly's here as well, but she has been out for a couple weeks. Um, but she wishes she could be here, and she misses y'all, and I'm sure y'all miss her too. But yeah, she'll be back soon. Just like a few like random things that she had to take care of, and I'm
You
pretty
know
sure.
what? I kind of love that we've changed this to Sundays because this is the opening of the week. This is when all the opportunities and optimism is at its highest because you want to set high goals for yourself at the beginning of the week, you know?
I agree. I'm like, I really love Sundays. I usually take Sundays to like plan for the week ahead. And like when it comes to working out, I like to do just a long cardio session and just something to like reset my body or something.
For the week,
Just
right?
just
Tell
only since I started working out again. It's been like I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I don't know what it is, but that's how I had been feeling recently too. Um, like just it's just hard to go work out. I don't know what it was, but I feel you on that, definitely.
Yeah, like anyways, yeah, we could talk about fitness as well. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I
Because I
know,
know you're always working
right?
out. You're always getting your groove on with your workouts. But you get them in earlier in the day, don't you?
Yeah, I do try to. As far as like, I like to do it when I wake up because if I don't do it as soon as I wake up and in a timely manner, then I'll just be hungry and then I don't even want to work out. I'll
I
just
know.
instead of working out.
Yeah, I think I wish I want to do it in the morning, but I have this habit and I need to break it. And that's one thing that I was thinking of too. Is there's so many things like I was listening to this podcast earlier and they were talking about how we pretty much have the same thoughts every day over and over and over. So like that whole idea that we have a new day is a little like not accurate sometimes because we're kind of like reliving the same day over and over with our thoughts. And I was thinking about how I do that because like I'll wake up, I do my same habits every day. And one of them is to just walk in the living room and turn the TV on, put a show on, and that's like a really bad habit that I think that messes up the trajectory of my productivity during the day, of course, because these shows are so good. Like, it's hard to pull myself away.
Are you watching Shark Tank, trying to learn what it is that they do uh to get in with the millionaires and the billionaires?
I've been watching shows I watched I Care a Lot recently. Did you watch that?
I haven't heard of it.
It's like a big trend on Netflix. And yeah, maybe go watch it later. I'm just kidding. But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've been starting to just document my day more because I like YouTube. I like vlogging. I really want to do a podcast soon.
Oh, I get you. So That's like that cappuccino app.
Oh yeah. That
Right?
thing is interesting. I just wish like maybe we need to start a different group and kind of get it popping. It's just kind of hard because you know if you don't have like a quiet house
You
to
just hear
record
like you can hear the fans in the background, and
a
like sometimes apparently you guys can hear my cat
little.
crying because he's all by himself and I don't let him in here.
What they say is a good place to record a podcast is in your closet because you have all of the clothes like breaking the
Muffle.
yeah to for like the sound between like whatever. So I'm like, I don't even have a lot of clothes in my closet though at this time because when I get done with my laundry, I put it on one side of my bed because my bed's like huge and it's just me. So I just like use one side for my laundry and it's bad. So I'm basically telling you guys this so that I can do something about it because this sounds
Right?
terrible.
Once it's on the table, then you have to do it because the internet is forever.
Yeah, for real, because I don't want to be roasted for like perpetuity, you know.
You can after this when you go clean it, you could just post a picture and be like, see it, it's not like what you guys thought it was.
Right, right. Yes. So, what you were saying about your day this week or your week? You have had a like chill week or off week
I've
or
been, yeah, I don't know because since we were last here, I was expecting this dip in the markets. Like that's what Sunday means to me. Like I look at the outlook for the week, like what's the markets looking like, where can where's my opportunities at? That's how every investor, every entrepreneur should look at things. Always look for the opportunities. And so Sundays is when I really just sit there and I think like, this is where it starts. This is a whole new week. It doesn't matter what happened in the past, what happened last week. And last week I thought that like I saw the dip coming, and then I was like, but it'll rally back up by the end of the week. That's usually what these little dips do. But this was a big dip because I have not personally experienced a bull run. I know, Stephanie, you were kind of into crypto during 2017, 2018, during the last bull run. You were like kind of in this area, this space. And I'm new as of October of last year. So like I got in right before the bull run started and I had no clue what that even meant.
yeah,
So this bull run, so even I'm finding that even during 2017 and 2018, there were multiple like 40% pullbacks. Like we had this
right.
nice bump. We had a really nice bump. Everybody's like, oh, finally, the project that I'm backing and I'm following is doing it. It's doing its thing. Let's go. More people need to find out about this. Like this is what this is about. And I'm just sitting there like, finally, all this time. I didn't even know what crypto was, and now I'm seeing. I have Blockfolio. We told everybody to get a Blockfolio. That's one amazing app that you can. It's not very accurate, but it does help you to keep track of everything kind of in one general spot. Because that's what a problem with some people. They don't know where to keep all their investments. A lot of people just like it all in one place. I'd love to say that place is Ledger. That's where a lot of my assets are, but Ledger doesn't support every single thing. So I do just digitally keep track of like I'll manually put in, oh, I bought this on this day and this much on this day at this price and blah blah blah. And then Blockfolio will keep track of it for you. It's not like you put anything in there, but it keeps track of everything in one place.
Ooh.
So
I
that's and
still have not made an account on Blockfolio.
yeah. And
I need to do that.
I kind of think of it like some paranoid people, like my husband, would be like, "Nah, nobody needs to know what all I got in one place." But it's like they can't prove you have it. You know, you can pretend and say, "Oh, this is a great way for people to like, to say, I what if I invested $1,000 in V chain? What would that look like over a year from now?" You know, you can have like
Mm.
in that way. That's a great way to get started with these things, especially if you're super skeptical about these things.
V chain.
I
I
love you,
love
Jane.
V chain.
Um, and so that pullback, that like we're still kind of going through like a breathing area right now,
Are you
and
talking about like with cryptocurrency?
with crypto in general,
Or
yes,
or
yeah.
do you mean like trading markets
So
or
I don't,
markets in
I
general?
kind of pulled out of margin trading. Um, but I would only really get into it with crypto in the first place because that's what I'm most knowledgeable on, right? That's what you invest in is what you're most knowledgeable on. You know, if you just jump into something and you don't know what's going on, well, you're just investing at that point. That's not investing. You know, if you think, oh, everybody else is doing it, I can do it. That's not how that works. Most of those other people probably did some research into it, at least a little bit, right? Um,
Mhm.
so I I'm just talking about, yeah, the crypto, like all of my everything has been red. And I wasn't expecting it to keep going under, which by the way is not a big deal because I've been invested at least since like September, October of last year. And that's baby for most people who have been in this. A lot of people have been in this since the last bull run, which that means like a one whole cycle is measured by like each bull run, which means 4 years. So they've been in since the last bull run when everybody like boomed about it, when they everybody made millions. It made a lot of millionaires. Last bull run made a lot of millionaires, you know,
We
but
got it though. We got it. We're in
we're
position.
here for the
Yeah,
ride.
we're in position to know, like,
Yeah.
and to position ourselves for the next bull run.
Yeah, which is what we're on right now. And I didn't know that, you know, when everything starts taking off, they have hard corrections. And there were multiple 40% corrections last bull run. And I'm trying to like wrap my head around this because the way like we've said before, we got introduced to crypto through traditional margins trading, which is like foreign exchange trading. Like say the typical Wall Street guys like taking longs and shorts on like US 30 or those kind of things. Like even that was really that was a lot for me. I just stayed with my what was it, euro yen pairs, trading foreign currencies. I was sticking with that, getting the foundation,
Right.
and then cryptocurrency is just this amazing thing. So that's why. So I do have a stronger technical background with these things that I like to look at the charts. And when I'm seeing a lot of red, all I see is buy opportunities, and I'm just sitting here like I
Right.
need more money.
Right. That's the thing when it's in the red, like you were talking about XRP before we went live. And we're talking about how at one point it like spiked to like 70 cents. This was like right when it started doing its
That
um
was right before the lawsuit. That's when
right,
we thought the XRP bull run had started. We were like, finally, you know, it had been ranging previous to that between like 10 and maybe 30 cents. Um, oh, no, let me see. All the way, yeah. Like the lowest that I had seen was like in the 20 cents range. And then
right.
after the lawsuit, there was the hugest sell off ever, a little mini rally back up to 65, and then just like plunged all the way down to 17 cents, where it stayed in the 10s and 20s for a while. We had a little bit of a rally to the 30 cents range. And recently we're like, oh, bull run time. We're here again up to 75 cents. What was that in February? Yeah. That was when the Wall Street bets was that whole GameStop thing was going on, and then they were some people wanted to get together and do the same thing for XRP, and that's when we seen that little rally. But again, such sharp sell-offs. Like I don't even know.
Yeah, so if you are in this investing game for long term, which
It's a
is what I always hear people like a lot of the investors that I look up to, and I guess I could name drop. Um,
do it.
like
Drop
with
their names, girl.
yeah, with like Ian Dunlap. He's from the Earn Your Leisure University with what's their names? I can't remember their names, but it's two dudes with Earn Your Leisure University, and then Ian Dunlap comes on to their live stream show a lot, and they're always talking about how the long term investing is always gonna be your safest and most profitable um, way to go about things.
I
So
very much agree because no matter what happens this bull run, I know I'm not experienced enough personally to know exactly when a good pullout time is for like price action. But what does that mean? Some people think I'm speaking French or something. It means like when is price good enough with my profits to sell it off and secure those profits. But what happens if say you bought at a penny, it goes to 10 cents. You times 10 your money, right? You say, oh, that's good enough for me. And then you sell off at a good 10 times profit. All right. And then the price
but with
used to go to a
crypto,
dollar. You could have 1,000x your money.
yeah, with crypto, it's like the margins that are, I don't know how much you
It's
can.
not even margins in crypto because we're dealing in
Yeah,
whole number multiplication. It's
yeah, you exponentially grow your account when you're
yeah.
using when you're like when crypto with your yeah, just even and you
I feel
don't
like that's
need.
the beauty of decentralization. Everybody's sharing in the profits, not
Right.
just one person at the top. People want to say some things are pyramid schemes when it's like, okay, well, how is your business run? There's a CEO at the top. He has his delegators. They have their delegators. It's one big pyramid scheme, and the guy at the top is getting all the money for it. You know, this is decentralized. This means you get out of it what you put into it. And of course,
Right.
there's that's not like as far as like a 1-to-1 because there's the obvious risk involved. This is a highly volatile market. There's scams out there. You saw last week, I almost got scammed on
That was crazy.
Uniswap. Oh my goodness, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Go back to last week's episode, people, for a treat on how
I
this
almost,
is a little extra treat bonus
oh my,
added on how careful you gotta be in this cryptocurrency world. Definitely.
it was pretty funny. But so like that's why I say like basics of investing. First of all, just do it. Um,
Right.
you know. And as far as like you, what did Elon Musk just do with Bitcoin? He invested 10% of his business into it, which most huge multi-million billion dollar funds and everything, they're only doing 1%. They're only willing to risk 1%, and they'll see that equate in how much money they make. Tesla.
Yeah. A lot of investors at this point, they'll say, I'm only going to risk like 5%. You know, me, I'm all like
5% actually for Wall
75%.
Street, that's big. 5% for Wall Street, that's a big thing for him.
Yeah, yeah, like, and then they say like, you only want a certain percentage of your portfolio to be, cryptocurrency because you want to diversify, and we're not.
Yes, that certain percent also like um So they say, as far as all of the money that you bring in, this is like, again, going back to basics of investing, Bullishious style, right? Is
See,
how much of your total bank account is being invested in anything, right? What percent would you say, whether it's crypto or not? What do you have you seen? What would you recommend? Again, we are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. This is from our experiences and how we've seen success in this markets.
yeah. For me, I don't stick to um what anybody suggests, and
Like
I kind of
pages and
I,
stuff.
yeah. I kind of really just believe in cryptocurrency and blockchain, and I'm just kind of like all in. So I'm one of those like diehards. Like I will go broke for the month or whatever, like until my next paycheck. I'll put it at like 100 to 200 if that's how much I have left over. But I believe in paying
I think
myself.
if everything else is paid for,
Right.
we're not going to
Whatever I have left
concerts,
over.
lavish dinners anymore. We're in quarantine right now, right? Oh shoot, I'm not supposed to say the Q word on live. We're all stuck at home right now.
Yeah,
Instead of that money you would have spent on a concert, why not invest it and watch that money grow instead of being like shot down the toilet in one night?
exactly. Because in cryptocurrency, you can put a little bit of it. You can put a little amount of your money into it and see that grow over like even 3 to 6 months. It's not unheard of. I know because I've experienced it firsthand. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we were talking about Litecoin last episode. We were talking about I was talking about XLM, um, of course XRP, but I'm still, waiting on that one to take off in a real
We're all
meaningful
waiting.
way.
All of our bags are packed. We're ready.
Yeah, we're waiting for takeoff. But V Chain as well. I love V Chain, and where we just discussed a few more coins last week. You discussed Reef,
Three
Frontier,
fronts.
um, and then you mentioned Pundi.
Pundi X.
Yeah,
Pundi. Would you say Pundi or Pundi?
Pundi. We did not know how to pronounce that one.
That's why I say it sounds like Indian.
Yeah, it does. And then I don't know if we can look up information about this coin right now, just here on live, because I know in our Telegram chat we have people all the time throwing ideas in, sharing information about coins that they've researched or coins they've heard of or coins that they found, and any technology, NFTs. Like we have people sharing in our Bullishious Telegram chat all the time new information. So um,
So it's
we
not
just
just us who
somebody
got off
yeah,
from.
they mentioned numeraire.
What was that? Numeraire? Oh, you wanted me to look it up?
Numeraire. Yeah, look it up and
Numeraire.
let's just look into that right now on live because we want to tell everybody how they can research um, what we look at, because there are certain little basic things that you can do when you're evaluating a coin to see, you know,
It's $40 right now.
is it at a high?
It's kind of like everything right now. It almost would have hit a high and then just came back. Its yearly
Oh.
high is 57 and it's at 40, so it's not that far off.
And in the comments for anybody who's interested, I have um, the link to our Telegram chat.
Let's
But
go.
yeah, come on in. Come on in, people. We're
But as
waiting for
for
you.
me, what I invest in, so I know what some people would say is like a safe investment. I've seen very conservative numbers as far as like every household should invest 1 to 2% of their total household income. Just invest it. It doesn't matter if it's in gold, if it's in silver, if it's in stocks, if it's something, right? Don't just let that money sit there. It's like dead money basically if it's not doing anything for you. Um, and some people won't even think like, oh, what can money do for me? It could do a lot. There's people who are asking for money and you have it sitting around, right? So instead of letting the banks use it, you could put it to work for people who are going to make that money useful, you know? So that's how I see it. Hello.
Hi, Uppy. We have a comment from one of our viewers.
Oh, I'm glad you see it.
Yeah. Well, hi, Uppy.
But I probably invest about some people. Okay, like I said, some people will say 1 to 2%, very conservative, and then some people will say 10%. All right, and that's what Elon Musk did with his business. He invested 10% of his business into Bitcoin, and in 1 month, seen higher numbers than he had in the whole time of selling cars. So that just goes to show you high risk, high reward, right?
I
So
think that's the line of thinking I'm on with it. That's my life. That's how I live my life. Like high risk, high reward. Like, and
and
sometimes with that lifestyle and that way of thinking, like being so extreme, it's like you get really, really high highs and you get some really low lows. So it's like it's a
like you're
trade off.
always moving, and that's the point, right? Like even if the high risk, and what if that takes over the reward? At least you tried. At least you put yourself out there, And now, guess what? You've made it even harder for that risk to be so much of a risk. Like we read in that book, before book club, us three Bullishious ladies, we read Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he says there's these certain investments he does that are extremely high risk, but he knows he's researched about them, he's lived that, he's had the experiences. So to him, it's not high risk. He knows what he's doing. That's what Stephanie's doing. She's been in this for a while. She has minimized those risks. So the volatility, it ain't no thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
So every time
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't pay off, she learns from it and doesn't make that mistake again.
Yeah, I kind of just buy things and don't look at them forever. Like I just let them sit there until like one day I'm like, I might need some money. No, I'm just kidding. Let me cash that out or something. But I always leave some in there. But like, yeah, sometimes I
And
will
then you
cash out.
say, "Thank you, past Stephanie, for thinking
Yeah.
about me, future Stephanie."
Yeah, I love it. Like staking. That's one thing we wanted to talk about today is staking, which they call it by many names. But I guess the big umbrella term is staking, right? Or
Yeah,
am I?
is the umbrella term. Some people have, there's this thing like yield farming, and that's a little bit different. It's just as far as I think of the mechanics and how you get paid out for what. So that I haven't really looked into yield farming because it costs a lot.
Yeah, I'm
Like
not. Yeah, is
mining
it basically
Bitcoin
the
costs
same
a
thing
lot.
as staking? But it's
So if
it's
you're
basic.
mining Bitcoin, you get paid in crypto, and that's basically the point of staking is to earn returns in crypto, whatever it is that you want. So mining crypto, some people think of that as staking, but it depends because some people say you have to stake crypto to mine it. So that's when it gets confusing, right? But basically staking is you're just providing liquidity to the network. That's what you do for the banks. You take a chunk of your money and you put it in there and you say, It's still yours. It's still legally yours. It's in your name. It's in your custody. Make sure it's in your custody, right? Otherwise, it could be scammed. But you're putting it up and you're saying, okay, yeah, I'm allowing this amount of money to be used in the networks. I'm allowing, everybody else in the world to use this for liquidity. That liquidity means for so other people could do trades so that you can see movement in the markets. Because if there's nothing to trade, then people are not going to be interested in it, right? You're not going to see momentum. You're not going to see interest if nobody's willing to put up money for it. That's just how everything works. So when you put your money up for it, and people are making all these trades and transactions, they all cost a little bit of a fees. It depends on which it is, right? Ethereum right now we're seeing cost a lot, versus XRP costs like 1 or 2 points here or there, which is nothing. So you see that, and so you put yours up, and they're saying thank you. So you're getting tips basically from the network. That's what your state is getting you, that interest. And a lot of people who are way smarter than me at math and computers, they have like fancy equations that say you put this amount, you get this amount. And you want to look for things that are more than 3%, honestly. 3% APY, that means 3% per year, because otherwise it's not worth your time. There are better things out there than that.
Way better. Like, talk about how your Vim,
Okay, let me see if I can share my screen for it.
because this
Share.
is one way that you can begin to get passive income. There's a few other ways. There's a lot of ways in the cryptocurrency world right now. Like, there's a whole world of ways that you can begin making some passive income.
So this right here is my desktop wallet with VeChain. This is my VeChain desktop wallet. See, here's VeChain stats. You can look at everything you want to in the VeChain network. That's fine. Here's manager. It tells you like where your money is. You can set up nodes, which is another way to get money for. You can like stake your money in nodes, and you get money in as thanks for helping run the
Aren't
network.
nodes like really expensive?
They can be. They're pretty expensive after they've already been set up. So if you get
Well, in my eyes of what expensive is, but I know it's worth it. But like I know in the VeChain Thor wallet, if you wanna like do a node or whatever by node, it's like 10,000 something. I don't know. And now it's like,
so back in the day, that probably wasn't $10,000. It was probably $1,000 or less to do that, which is not that expensive considering that. Yeah, nowadays they're like $10,000.
yeah,
You get a
like
lot of
because
good
we're like
reward for it
late in the
because
game. No, I'm just kidding.
you're providing a lot of liquidity to that market. Um, so here is Vim World, which is inside that wallet, like you just seen. Here's examples of Vims. You'll see over here to the right. Here's Vim World, digital realm that connects your favorite characters. You can adopt a Vim right here, 4,000 EHRT. EHRT has had a strong pullback, so right now would be a great time to get into EHRT, which is in the VeChain ecosystem, or you can get it on BitTrue. You can adopt a Vim. Here's a new user guide. This is so user friendly. I absolutely love it. Here's like a kind of, it shows you what kind of Vims you can get. I love that as well. Get your own Vims today. The Vim market, actually, the Vim Telegram chat, the official announcement channel has said that the marketplace is about to come up, which is awesome. With people who own Vims get to put up their own Vims up for sale, and it's all going to be done on there. It's all decentralized. You can make profits off of selling and buying these Vims, which is a smart NFT. But as far as like if you just think of it like a game, these are avatars. Or if you think of it as like even smaller games, they're just like little Tamagotchis. Let me show you.
Mm.
I think of them as little Tamagotchis that you're feeding them every day, and that so you're feeding them every day, and then they get bigger and stronger, and you'll get to use these in the games once the games start coming. Right now, it's just the market and the feeding system. But here you see this one. My Saint Reed, I have not fed her at all. She was the Christmas Vim, and see, she has zero ear. She has zero
Aww.
ear hurt in her. I know she's hungry, and so this makes me feel bad. Um, but you can feed them up to 300 a day. Or that's just for the first one, right? As they get bigger, they want to eat more. Like that's just like real people. Um, but this is the base level is F. And then you see I fed this one and she's at level B. And you can see I have 55,000 E hurt in there, right? And then I have a maxed out one. This is my first ever VIM. I love this one so much. Congratulations. I maxed her out, right? That's 257,708 hour token. That's in there. Congratulations, you have reached the highest attainable VIM tier currently available. Enjoy all the benefits of being an S tier. What does that mean? That means every single day that I fed my sand VIM, my avatar, my Tamagotchi, whatever you want to call it was working up to this. So now she's maxed here, and they all have lore. They all have, their transaction numbers. Everything is on the blockchain. It's officially mine. Like I got receipts, you know.
Mhm.
And look at this APY. That means appreciation per year, right? I have earned 1,275 EHERT. I don't even know what that like. If that's just per day. Yeah, that looks like it's per day. Look at that, per day. That was one day.
Wow.
That was one day, right? Look at this return on interest, 0.5% per day you're getting. So imagine there's banks that will tell you, oh, 0.5% is so good. This is what we're giving you for the entire year,
Mhm.
every day. So
And they won't even. It's barely even. Like you will never see point four. Like you have to be like the CEO of some multi-million dollar company to qualify for those kind of rates.
right,
Like.
and then look, that's just return on interest for the daily. Look at my average, like per year APY. That means per year. 505%. That means
We do
times
not.
five. That means
Yeah,
five.
like that's unheard of. That is unheard of. Like where they do that.
Right, so let's go to my Vim. I showed when I was talking to Stephanie, I fed my Lieutenant Goggles. So I don't, yeah, a daily allowance. You're only allowed to feed a certain amount a day, and that's how you generally raise them up little by little. So I can't feed him again. But here's this my little baby Saint Reed over here. Let's see, amount to feed. You can say, oh, I only want to feed him 4,000 today. That's fine, and then you can feed him. Or you can say, I only have 7,000. I'll put my last bid in there until I get more. Okay. I like to do max because you're limited per day. So if you don't feed them your max today, it's not going to roll over tomorrow. You'll still be limited to how much you can do tomorrow. So you want to max out your time and efficiency to get that staking, to get that 505% APY. Like that's what we're after. Like that's why I rush so fast to get mine up to S tier. And not to mention, she's going to be a beast whenever these games come out. And I'll be winning all the tournaments and stuff and probably go for that too. You know what I'm saying? So here you go. Feed. And then next. And then let me see. Okay, you can't see what I'm typing. I'll put my password. That was the wrong one. Oops. Boom. Look, it's so pretty. I love
Wow.
it. And then boom. So I fed her and
You're
she's
almost there.
yeah. So imagine if you had multiple S tiers, right? My one S tier is getting all of this deliciousness, right? There's people who like see I have this extra Saint Reed. I'm planning on selling her. That's why I didn't feed her anything. But people who get the first ones, if you see this instant upgrade to E tier, that's just the next tier. This is 300 E hertz. So that's what I would do instead of feeding it 300 because that's what the max is for the first day. So this is a strap. You could just instant upgrade and then you'll still, so it's like skipping a day. You don't, you know, since you're limited per day. That's just a little strat that I do for that. You can't instant upgrade so cheaply with the rest of them. They just kind of give you the first one, so you might as well do it, because the next time it's like 10,000 to skip tiers. And
Okay.
that's a lot. So I personally don't have the e-hurt to be doing that, because I'm a baby crypto near, so I'm just trying to get everything into my portfolio. But yeah, so imagine having multiple S tiers. This is basically all this e-hurt right here is staked. That's what this is right here. That means it's staked. That means I'm
Crazy.
earning interest on it, and that means I'm getting more than what the banks are giving me. And
Way
so
more.
think about it too. Think about it too. This is crazy. The 500% I'm getting is just in EHRT tokens. It's just this token right here, right? We're on a bull run. We're going parabolic. So what happens when also the price of the coin goes up?
Right.
So
It goes woo.
right, so I'm getting 5 times 5%, or I'm getting times 5 back on my coins for having them staked in here. And then also the price of the coin goes up. So let's see if I can,
Bullishious.
is bullishness. Let's do, you want to do
Very
CoinGecko?
bullishious.
There it is. Boom. Look at CoinGecko. Let's go to eHurt. 8 hours token. Boom. Oh, here's the 8 hours token, and it's at 008. That means it's 8 tenths of a penny. That means you can get a whole lot of it for a little bit of money, right? And look at this. That price goes up. The price of my eHurt goes up. That means my wallet's doing more than times 5. So
Right.
these are the kind of projects that you want to look at. Follow their Twitter, follow their Reddit, their Telegram. Look at everything that they're involved in. These guys are going to be huge.
If you like, if I were to say like an analysis on like this kind of a project, I would say this kind of thing is here to stay.
Yeah,
Like this is a good place to put your money because um gaming is a multi billion, I would even be like $1 trillion industry. I don't know if that's true or accurate, but I know it's
right.
big
We
business.
have esports now, you know. So this definitely, the entertainment industry is, it's kind of been, it's getting decentralized with crypto. It's getting decentralized with everything else. There's been people who like are doing these big movies, and then one person in the movie gets all the money. You hear about it all the time, you know. And then but now all these under the table business deals and stuff like that is not really um, that easy to do when everything's point blank and transparent on the blockchain. So that money gets like to more people, the people who have invested in it the longest, right? Look at this, all of these e-hurts in there. Whenever, I don't know, say Taylor Swift gets a VIM all of a sudden, she's not going to get all the money from VIMs, because there's people who have been in here. There's people, that's us, right? So I'm no offense against Taylor Swift, but I'm saying she will blow it up. She will blow it up if she got a VIM and said something about it, you know?
Justin Bieber. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, they could both get one.
Yeah, this is just very malicious information. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I've never seen the dispenser. I'm always
Oh,
missing the
that's a new one.
dispenser.
They recently had a dispenser event, and that was their dispenser 2.0. So now that's what it looks like.
Oh, but I also want to mention August 10th is when Reef will be doing bonds, which I have no idea how that works. Not even like even traditional bonds. I know you just buy them and then they appreciate over time, right? Um,
That's typically, yeah, bonds is a long term investment. That's almost all I know about bonds.
Yeah, I think that's all I know too. And but that's just one aspect of investing that I wanted to bring up in crypto. That's also like the idea of dollar cost averaging is, to me, it's your safest bet. Like pretty much just putting in every month, every week, or whenever you can spare some change or dollars or whatever you can spare, throw it into a few projects. You don't have to be like some people who have like lots of projects that they're invested in. It's probably the better idea to just invest into
A
a few,
handful,
like,
a handful.
yeah, that you really believe in,
Yeah,
and
like make like two or three of them, depending on how conservative you are with your money. Make like two or three of them. Make them big projects that have a lot of money in them. You're not going to see a lot of returns on them as far as compared to other crypto, but your money may not just be shooting in the dark, right? Especially if you're new to this, you want to do like Bitcoin, Ethereum, just do the big three if that's how you feel, right? Actually, what BNB recently took that number three position, right? Which is pretty funny. Um, but oh, it's Cardano right now. Okay, that's yeah. Cardano's doing a lot right now. Aren't they having a fork right now? Cardano is forking right now. So
which means
it depends on what the fork is. I don't know what they're forking into. I've seen some people talking about it, but you won't be able to move your crypto if you have Cardano, which ticker is ADA. So some people call it ADA. You won't be able to move it on or off or buy or sell any of it on crypto.com. They're participating in the fork, but basically like they're switching. Either they're switching to from like ERC20 tokens to another type of token, or maybe it's like they're taking some of the coins and they're making them into these coins, or they could be like bringing their total circulating supply down. It depends on what it is. I really haven't looked too far into it as far as that, but as far as you won't be able to buy some for a while or move it around if you have it, which starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. Um,
it's like they're changing their protocol a little, right?
Yeah, that's usually what it means, like in general. It means a change of protocol, and I just don't know what exactly all of it is talking.
Yeah, we don't know exactly what they're changing, but you just know like there's one way that they've been doing things. Like it's like on a railroad track. So like they've been going on one track for a while, and then it's like basically they're gonna put another track down going like in a completely different direction from the other
Out.
track. Yeah, the one track will still keep going forward, but they're not gonna be on it no more. They're gonna like get onto a different track, pretty much.
Yep. Those
Um,
who are participating in the set fork. So it depends. Really, you guys should keep up with that kind of thing. But like I said, my investments, I'm looking at least 5 years. So whatever happens this bull run, I'm here for the experience of it. But I'm really looking to get the fruits of my investments 5 years down the line. That's where I'm gonna start looking at exit strategies. It's like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So. Um,
yeah,
Honestly, if y'all want to know my personal, again, I'm not a financial advisor, so some people gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but I personally invest like 20% of my household income, whatever that is, 20%. I invest about 20% of my monies into crypto and other kind of investments. Especially, like I said, we're locked indoors. Let me just put it that we're locked indoors um, for a lot of the time. So, like I said, like lavish dinners, movies, I don't know, like concerts, things that people spend a lot of money on. That's all just in your bank account right now, right? This is how I see it. If I can get my bank account low, that means my investments is high. That's
ooh,
how I think about it.
yeah, because you want to pay yourself first. Pay
So yeah,
yourself first. Pay your future self
you are
first.
worth it.
And yeah, I think we had a good show tonight. And hopefully Shelly will be back with us soon. Um we didn't have a lot of news today, but we did have a lot last week. So go back and watch last week's if you're a little behind. And also next week should be back to all three of us, hopefully. And
To the Bullishious trio that you're used to.
yes. So thank you for hopping
Cheers.
on with us and for sharing the evening with us on this
Thank
fine
you.
Sunday. We will see you next week. Don't be afraid to come into our Telegram chat. We're also reading for the Bullishious Book Club. Currently, we are reading a very, very, very heavy, intense read
It's
because
so
it's a book on investing. Well, it's not a book on investing actually, but
it's
everybody
kind of
who
honestly the most as far as what I've read so far, the more that I'm like, yeah, I don't need to have all my fiat. I don't need to have all my money in fiat. That's just what I'm thinking when I'm reading this book.
yeah, it tells you about banking
Like some
and
people will panic if they see their bank account numbers get to a certain level. But if you know you're putting that money to good use, it's starting to not bother me no more, you know? Because I know that I just know things now. Nah.
right, this book is a big eye opener.
It's pretty
It's
crazy.
called The Creature from Jekyll Island. So we extended we extended like we're gonna do 2 months. Okay, so last month was the book of the month, and then this next month we're also gonna be still reading this book because it's a pretty big book and it's heavy. It's very dense information. This is not no this is not no elementary book choice. This is advanced, and
I don't
we
even
were.
think they would recommend this in college. This is so
I
ponderous.
would think this is something that gets read in graduate schools, and
But
I
like
wouldn't even think maybe they read it.
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot, you guys, but you know what? It's worth it. Like every single anecdote, every single chapter, every single section is just more and more eye opening. And you know what's crazy too? I'll say it's just there's a lot of things that just would bother me. And people would, oh, adults would always say, that's just how it is, or oh, you're such a child. Have you ever been like question things and people give you those kind of answers?
Yeah,
That's exactly how I felt growing up. But now reading this book, a lot of it makes sense now. That's all I
right,
gotta say, you know? Because things just didn't make sense. And I'm just like, but where does it come from? But why? Why is it like that? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. And now it's making sense, you guys. It's making sense. And even if
right.
you're not like me and you don't question the fabric of reality, then you still you still will just be amazed, right? This book is just
It's such a researched and like backed with facts kind of a book. Like there's footnotes. You know the ins and outs of all the research that they did and
and
how.
he has all of the research to back it up. He has it all in a concise area. Like, because some of the things that you will hear this man say, sometimes you'll think, nah, he's lying. So if you've never questioned things before, you'll think, oh, he's lying. Like, why would everybody who's told me differently, why would all of them be lying to me if what he's saying is different, right? So, like all the institutions and the systems that we grow up in, a lot of people don't question it. They just take it for fact. But if you this is somebody who questioned these things, and so to think that everybody who's ever told you about how life operates and to think that they could be lying, it kind of goes that far. And that's why this guy puts so much effort and so much detail into his research and has it readily available for you upon request. He doesn't even ask you to pay him, you know?
Yeah, so even like yeah, all of the people like I was mentioning, Wall Street Trapper, Ian Dunlap, EYL University, these are people who highly recommend this as basic. Like, you have to have this book read and keep reading it, keep understanding what these systems that were put in place. Understand that the Federal Reserve Bank is not a government bank. It's not a government
Because
entity.
it's kind of like if you don't understand the rules of the game, how do you expect to play? Right? That's kind of how you could put it into
You're
layman.
gonna get played. You will
Yeah,
get
if you don't
played.
understand the rules, you're gonna get played.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that because we
This
need
book
to
will
take
get you hyped. Once you
yeah
start understanding what the hell you're reading, and I mean, it's gonna take, it takes time. I know this is a book that I'm gonna have to keep reading and reading and reading over and over throughout my life. But
right. I'm gonna say probably every 5 years because it's a big book. It's a big book.
But this is a book you're gonna want to have like on hand so you can refer to it when you need to, you know. So I'm really glad we're reading it. We read the important books that need to be read so that we are knowledgeable on the topics that we are presenting to y'all, and so that we can make it more
This
digestible.
is this is kind of just like I have to hold this like a baby. It's so big.
Yeah,
Um, this is kind of like you need to understand to function properly, right? What's the game? The game is life, as far as the analogy I was doing. This is the systems that people have made that are wrapping all around you in this life. And so if you're not knowledgeable about that, you're not knowledgeable about yourself and how do you function in this system. So it's kind of just like you can think of it as a self help book. People like self help books, right? That's what you can think of this like that, right? How can this help me, right? This person put their whole career on the line, putting this out there.
right. He probably is very hated by some people.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
the people holding the system up,
Mm-hmm.
the people who believe in the system, you know.
Right. So join our, even if you just join just for the book club, like, you're gonna be in a better out position. So
I absolutely love our this book club. We've had so
me
much
too.
great books that we've been reading.
I want to get it to the point where we can do a Zoom call and stream the Zoom call, because then
To
we can have
talk
more of a
with
discussion.
everybody.
Right. So I hope people are actually reading this book, because I haven't heard too many people really like
Talking
discussing
about it.
it.
I'm only on like chapter 5.
Right. It's a tough
It's a
book,
lot.
but we shall persevere.
But I think there's only like 26 chapters, so I'm making some progress.
Yes, girl. Maybe we'll have to just get on Zoom sometimes and just start reading it together.
Yeah,
Get
definitely.
through it.
Yeah, there's only like 25, 26 chapters, so 25% done with it so far. But that's a lot. It's a big book. I commend anybody who attempts to do this with us, but we will talk about it anyways. Me and Stephanie are reading it and we'll give you the good tidbit bits.
Right. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here with us, and thanks, Lex, for getting on live with me too. So,
Of course, it's always my honor.
yes. Good night, y'all. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm trying to go to the grocery store before it closes. Bye.